So it's been an unusually weird couple of days, even for this 2016 New England winter. This morning we had, it was almost 60 degrees out here. So there's that. But today I figured it would be a nice, more scenic ride on this horrible, gray, crappy day. Yep, so I am headed to the gym, and hopefully you guys can hear me over the motorcycle. Direction is still on. Today I want to talk about a couple of things. First, we'll start with some channel news. So the way my channel is going to be structured is you're going to get, and I know that I mentioned this in my last video, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit more today. Right turn up here, following the truck. I mentioned it in my last video a little bit. So on Monday, you're going to get a shop vlog, usually from whatever I was doing over the weekend. Coming up this weekend, we're going to have jacking, how to safely jack different types of cars, frame rails, subframe, where to find the jack points, and why the scissor jack in your car isn't as intimidating as it looks, but it's still pretty crappy. But I think for once I'm going to do a bit of a departure from standard vlog, and I want to talk about something that, well, I don't really like to shut up about, and that is CGI in movies versus practical effects. Now, I am a huge fan of the practical effects. Jaws, definitely, in my mind, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, because to this day I still do not like swimming because of it. Freaked me out, freaked out a generation of people in the 70s when it came out, and scared my father, grandfather. It's a freaky film. Now by today's standards, with what we can do with our technology, it's definitely not as scary as it could be. Which is why there's always people stating that they're going to remake the film, which is something that I kind of doubt should be done. And I believe Steven Spielberg still has the right first eventually to wrote the novel. But something I want to talk about is if you've seen the film Alien, there's a scene in it with Sigourney Weaver where the xenomorph, that's what they call the aliens in the film, the xenomorph that's on board the ship is right next to her, and it's drooling. They used KY jelly to get that effect, because it's a cool effect. They also had a man in a costume. It was H.R. Geiger who did the costumes for that. He's a master of his craft, he really is. At a more modern film, let's take Signs. I might sound like it's still a good movie, that's a good movie. The aliens look pretty shitty. At the time, though, that's what was considered good special effects. That was cutting edge. Take a look at The Matrix. That was cutting edge. Right, but they had to age well. However, guys in suits have aged well. The answer is reactivity among actors to other actors. If you go and see a stage play, okay, it's all live. It's like watching Saturday Night Live, or when they do the banter at the end, they're telling jokes. Those are real people reacting to other real people's emotions, prompts. I had an acting teacher, and she would always say, acting is acting and reacting. You do something, somebody reacts to it. That's the core of improvisation. So when you're on set and there's a monster, you have to act and react to everything that monster does. If he goes left, you're going to go right. police. That scene where Ripley is terrified of the alien, she's completely reacting to it. Now, if she had to react to a tennis ball on a stick as a placeholder for the CG artist to come in after the fact, that would never look as good. Never. No matter what you do to it, no matter what kind of makeup and stuff you put on in post, it's never going to look that good. It just remains poltergeist. I haven't actually gotten around to seeing it yet. I keep telling myself I will, but I haven't. The original poltergeist, right? The doll. The doll was a puppet. Puppets are scary. Right? You go to an antique shop, you're in a room full of dolls, those are scary. But if they did a room where all the dolls are CG and they move like normal people, it wouldn't look as good. You go watch the film Child's Play, it's Chucky. Chucky was an animatronic doll. In the film, the puppets, they didn't use CG. You know why? That's just scary. It really is. Because the emotions you're getting from the actors' faces are real. They're genuine. They're in reaction to what's going on. Sometimes I think, acting, reacting, while I'm vlogging and driving down the road, people see me talking to myself and moving my hands. They're going to go, I'm a fucking weirdo on a bike, man. So, I look pretty weird. I wear a bright yellow helmet, 45-year-old bike. But damn if you don't run good. This is a nice road to come down. I do this route a lot over the gym or when I did a lot of stuff in Orlando, I had a friend of mine who used to live over there, so I'd go over to his house and then he was living in this neighborhood. He doesn't anymore. So I challenge you, and I want to, in the comments, I want you to talk about if a classic horror film, or any classic film, was redone where they redid the monsters with CG, when the monsters were either original blue screen animation. We're not going to count that because that's the same as CG. The actors not reacting to what they're doing yet. It's how forced. So go watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Those are some of the most forced scenes I've ever seen in my life. They go from being, because there's nobody else on the soundstage with you. There's also a very profound picture of Ian McKellen on Lord of the Rings, where when Peter Jackson filmed the first three Lord of the Rings films, it was all camera work, trick angles, there was no CG, right? But now, when they reshot the scene to go back into Hobbiton and to Bilbo's home, they recut it, they reshot it, but they weren't going to recycle footage, or recut footage, doing some roof work. They weren't going to recycle footage. So what they did instead was green screen. They built the table, they built some chairs, they CG'd everything else, so Ian McKellen would look taller than all the dwarves. And in the picture he's crying, because that's the evolution of film that he's seen in his life. That's what he's seen come from being a classical thespian into today. Rent Up Auto 5, they joke about it a lot. Okay, it's a multi-million-dollar film being shot on green screen right now. Now, there are a lot of practical, useful effects of green screen. Oops. Okay? I always thought hazards are funny things because they either mean I am a hazard, you should avoid me, or they either mean I am a hazard, you should avoid me, or I am a hazard because I can turn left or right at any moment, and you don't know. And that scares me. For those of you that watching these shop time videos, I did an oil change in the bike, and I don't know if it'll come out as well in post when I edit this all together. The bike is a lot quieter. I mean, I was down almost 20 ounces, 4 ounces. outside of New Haven or Yale is you go through and you get a lot of city, you also get a lot of suburb, but then in the middle of all that, there's beautiful farm country. I love farm country. While I could live in the city for a short period of time if I was going to school there, yeah, that's one thing. You know, I guess it's convenient, but you can't really ride, you can't really drive anywhere. Everything you want to do is right there. It's not even a day trip. Now we'll make a day of it. My friends and I want to go to the Canterbury Lake Park. That's a day trip. Your ass has to go sailing. Now they got these indoor water parks. It's funny because there's something about a New England water park that it's a water country. You haven't fully been to England in the water country until you've experienced a day like this where the news report said it's going to be a scorcher tomorrow. Both your parents took the day off at work and drag you and your friends to water country to stand there and freeze your ass off in 60-degree weather. On the upside, there's no real line. Speaking of waiting for things that you shouldn't really be waiting for, parking. Parking involves parking during Christmas. One, if there's a fucking blizzard happening, don't leave your house. Let us, EMTs, paramedics, firemen, police officers, let us get to you without you killing yourself on the roads, okay? Let us get to where we need to be. Like downshift, it's so beautiful. There's no stutter, there's no, oh, love it. This is always a fun left turn that you'll have to make coming back. So if it's not raining, we're gonna slow down, we're gonna turn. Oh, no, oh, we're just gonna go really slow. Okay, thank you, thank you. Love that. You go, oh, I don't want him to cut in front of me, so I'll slow the fuck down. But you'll slow down just enough so you can't get out in front of him. And you end up sitting there like a jackass. No, that's bad. Anyway, so things you really shouldn't be waiting for. Let's say you have last minute Christmas shopping to do, but let's be honest, it's not last minute Christmas shopping. It's Christmas shopping that you held off on until December 23rd. Okay? So you run out to the mall with everybody else who's forgotten to get a gift. And, well, you run out to the mall with everybody else who's forgotten to get a gift. And you're struggling to find that parking spot that is a minute from the doorway. And it's right there. That's the front. Why? I gotta ask why. If you're more elderly or if you have an injury, yeah, I can understand that, but that's what handicap spots are for. If you really need that spot, you're gonna make sure you get it. And I can understand that. What I can't understand is why people feel the need to wait for that parking spot that is 2 feet from the door for 20 minutes, when in that time they could have just driven the other end of the lot, not had to fight to get a parking spot, and you'd already be parked in the store by now, getting your shopping done. I don't understand that one. I really don't. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go. And there was a study done, and I can't remember by who, but there was a study done. That says the average turnaround time if you're willing to wait is between 7 and 10 minutes. Okay? That you'll wait to get into the mall, the store. Okay? That's the average time. Now, guy on a bike. The average wait time, like I said, 7 minutes. 7 to 10. You can go in. Me personally, I don't really care. I always just go for the lot that's furthest from the mall. Because to be honest with you, one, I kind of enjoy walking, just a good fresh air. Get up, stand, and walk around in the open air for a minute after you've been driving. Before you have to go into the mall and deal with everybody at the mall. more people watch this, leave a comment and tell me why everybody fights to get the best spot at the mall. I don't get it. Wellness to the gym, kind of. Like I said, this is a nice ride. And it was warmer this morning. It was in the 60s. Not so much anymore. It's coming down. It's feeling, my legs aren't, my legs don't burn yet, so it feels a little bit more like it's, I guess, high 40s, low 50s. There's Merrimack College over there. I have friends go to the school. Loved watching hockey there when I was young. Those are great games. I like college hockey more than pro. I like college sports more than pro sports, pretty much, because they're not there to make a show. They're not there to make money on making a show. They're there to, and we'll go. They're there to play the game. I play rugby, okay, in college, and to me, college rugby is the quintessential college experience. Hell of a way to reduce stress, I'll tell you that. Beating the crap out of the people. Hockey was the same way for me as a kid. Great stress relief, really therapeutic. But pro sports are all about show. They're all about drawing a crowd, making money. College sports are not that way, okay? They're about playing for your team, becoming a better athlete, and possibly getting scouted. So you get those real showboaters, those of you that play sports, you've had them. That sky does not look friendly, so I'm gonna bet it's gonna rain either while I'm in there or the moment I get back on the bike. But we'll pick this conversation up in a minute if the rain isn't, I should signal. I don't look like a fucking asshole. Oh, we both get to go? Okay, we both get to go. See, now, I could drive around the parking lot and look for a spot, but because I didn't want to immediately turn left, watch this. See, look, I got a spot here, okay? I got a spot here. Whoosh. Now, there's probably an open spot in the upper parking lot or over there, but I'm not going to fight to get it. I'm not petty. I don't really care. But anyway, until next time, thank you.